One of the main things that is going viral right now is the fact that America has free refills. Europeans' minds are being blown.
But this is one thing that we spoke about when we first visited the US in an RV.
Your minds have just been blown. America has been descended upon by 40,000 Scottish fans in Boston, and it has fundamentally changed the way that Europe looks at America. What you're hearing from the media is...
Order! Thanks so much. You're welcome.
Thank you. Huh? Bro, these are so good.
Oh, what is in that? It burns. It's like the FDA just gave up with this. Who's drinking this? Why would you drink this? It is a little bit Moorish. I actually think you could fuel a car off of this.
Oh, bloody hell, what the hell is this? There's cold chunks floating around in me drink. There's tons of cold chunks floating around in me drink. What the heck? It's so cold. And look at the size of this thing. That is absolutely...
I'm going to be trying, arguably, from what I've been told, one of the best coffees in a can available. So let's get stuck in with this.
Something unexpected occurred in the dimly lit booths of America's neon-lit pubs. A raw electric pulse of strangers becoming friends and stories flowing as freely as the beverages drew in skeptical Europeans who were used to old pubs and sidewalk cafes. After that, they took off for home and silence fell. The well-known nooks felt oddly empty. Until they did, they had no idea that they would miss American bars. What secret sorcery had they left behind?
Days. So I've been trying these things. They're called Four Locos, and it's an energy drink. And oh my gosh, I have never felt the way that I have felt at all.
Sorry, you got the guys wet. Sorry. We're gonna try Chia wine. Here we go. Cheers. Very sugary. Oh, it is. Oh, good though. It's like Coca-Cola.
Cinnamon milk. Who's even milking cinnamon? This is my first time I've ever had this. What is this?
Rice.
Rice?
This is the shandy.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Cheers, mate. You. Yes. Okay. You made a shandy especially for us.
Oh, wow, it's an American shandy. I forget.
They had no idea that one day they would be standing in a reputable European pub, gazing at their half-empty glasses as if the beverages had betrayed them directly. All due to the fact that their minds were always demanding more free refills and a bartender who genuinely grinned.
That is a large, and this in England from McDonald's. Same exact product, but why does America?
Tell me why I have only just found out that Americans get free refills when they go out for dinner. Yeah, literally go anywhere and you can get unlimited free drinks. This has never been a thing anywhere I have been in the UK, Europe.
Have you ever been to the UK? If you go, just prepare to be disappointed by petrol stations.
Yeah, they're nothing like this.
Banana pudding in a cup.
Banana pudding! A giant beaver. Yeah, oh, it does look a bit like you.
This is like a gas station that let the
We're going to taste the US one first.
They returned home believing they had overcome any foolish fascination with the United States after spending weeks in the tumult and splendor of the World Cup in America, only to find that the nation, especially its bars, had subtly colonized their spirits.
Nowhere in Europe do they understand how to make something as basic and simple as an iced latte, or an iced coffee, or an iced matcha for that matter.
Drink this size in my country? What the heck is going on here in America? What are you Americans doing? By the way, this is a coffee. An iced coffee.
Culture shock moving from the United States to Europe is not the one that anyone talks about. It's not the free, affordable healthcare or the fact that people are in cafes drinking beer and coffee at all hours.
Awful stereotypes for the rest of the world. I mean, we're the most obnoxious twats when it comes to holidays, and it's just horrible. We refuse to learn other people's languages, and it's disgusting. No, I'd rather be...
They had been permanently damaged by those magnificently noisy, copiously filled, and lavishly poured American bars. They weren't by themselves either. The moment their European routines returned to their courteous, measured, and plainly frugal rhythm, every friend who traveled experienced the same terrible emptiness.
The thing I can't get used to watching this World Cup is allowing beer inside the stands. Constantly people are taking beer and food to their seats. But in the UK, beer is not allowed in any view of the pitch whatsoever. Even in the stands, if you could see the pitch, you won't be
The media look like the fools that they are, because for decades that us in Europe have been lied to about what America is.
And how American people are.
Exactly, and we've been deceived. Like, it's sad, and it infuriates me.
I fucking hate England. This place sucks. The majority of people that I've met in England that are English, well, not all of them, obviously, you can't speak for everyone ever, but there's a good proportion of them that are just horrible people. The government sucks, the weather's awful, the job market's terrible, we get paid terribly.
For all of this, the World Cup was the ideal Trojan horse. America greeted them like long-lost cousins who owed nothing but received everything, despite their expectations of expensive stadium beers and perhaps a few tourist traps. As though the Europeans had known each other for years, people at those bars began up talks. While the bartender continued to slide new drinks in their direction without being asked again, a man from Manchester, a girl from Lyon, and a random American from Ohio found themselves arguing about penalty kicks. The operating system used in those American bars was entirely different from what was offered back home. Before they even realized they were running low, their glasses were immediately full again after they had only ordered one beer. The employees seemed to have some sort of miraculous insight, or maybe they just liked seeing Europeans go insane over simple politeness.
Completely been shifted. They're running about on pallets and pushing each other around on grocery carts and playing the bagpipes at 5 in the morning.
I know, it's so good.
It's just wild.
And it's also welcome, like they're joining in. We're seeing like all these like policemen joining in and dancing with all the fans.
California,
I think it's California. We went into a bar, drunk lemonade, and you had a zero Coke.
That was drank. We weren't drunk.
Drank a zero Coke and lemonade. We went to go ask for the bill, and he was like, "No, it's free."
I am bouncing off the walls. Literally, my gym session, I was at it. I was just going. And that is why America is the greatest place on planet Earth. Because only in America would their energy drinks have so much.
Look at the size of this. Will I, a British girl, be able to finish a large drink in America? Well, guys, let's find out. Because when I ordered the Christmas cookie iced coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, I thought, yeah, okay, large means 500ml max. But wrong. Because look at the size of that. This was one.
By the second night, the bartender at their favorite location near the stadium knew their names and recognized that they preferred their glasses to be extra cold. They attempted to envision receiving that degree of attention at a city pub in Europe, where the server appeared genuinely insulted if somebody dared to request tap water without paying for it. Europeans prefer to act as though their bars are full of old-world charm and in-depth intellectual discourse. However, after America, they discovered that many of them were primarily occupied by people who were silently sipping the same warm pint for 2 hours, checking their phones, and complaining about the weather. Depending on how one felt about the growing waste, the food only made things worse or better. They devoured plates of barbecue ribs while watching a game on one especially memorable night, and the utter happiness on everyone's faces made them doubt every depressing whiteboard they had ever paid €20 for back home. Nobody condemned them for enjoying the dinner, even though the portions were absurd and the flavors were strong and unreserved. Since they had just scored the game-winning goal, the locals actually applauded them. That ardent endorsement of pleasure itself turned out to be rather addictive.
What is going on? There's literally 35 TVs inside.
Oh my god. Yeah, they're probably really hot.
That's really good.
unexpectedly delicious, right?
Right.
How was the atmosphere in there?
Oh, that was great. Really great.
Fantastic atmosphere.
Truly American, I have to say. Even bigger. Really, what a stadium. Incredible. We don't have this kind of stadiums in Europe. No way. And it's air conditioned. It's very good.
Yeah, it feels a little different. The march, it was really...
However, it was the people that America truly ambushed and won their hearts for. Growing up, they had heard tales about how loud and brazen Americans could be. However, what they felt was energy-encased warmth, song. When their side scored, strangers gave them high fives, bought rounds for the entire section when they felt like it, and really wanted to know where they were from and what they thought of the nation. Pure curiosity and pride prevailed instead of arrogant supremacy. One evening, they were taken in by a group of locals who made sure they returned to their hotel safely, insisted they eat local specialties, and drove them to another bar when the first one became too packed. Naturally, such unplanned generosity existed in Europe, but it typically required multiple levels of mutual friends, appropriate connections, and possibly a written contract. America just did it because it made sense. They started to realize how much they admired the American way of living. Their festivities at home felt more subdued, even ashamed, as though showing too much happiness might bring rain or more taxes. They discovered that they missed the American loudness, the desire to express their emotions freely and openly. The bars were just one part of the hospitality. Shopkeepers recalled faces. They were obviously not VIPs, but hotel staff treated them as such. Even strangers on the street enthusiastically provided specific directions, rather than the traditional European shrug and ambiguous hand motion.
In America isn't the food or the massive roads. It's the fact that total strangers here possesses a psychological superpower that most of the world completely lacks. I'm in Santa Barbara right now. In less than 20 minutes, 3 different people acknowledge my existence with a genuine compliment or jolly.
We got a bit carried away, much like your entire store. There's more food in this store than there is in the entire United Kingdom. This is insane.
This is Bucky's.
Oh, what's this?
A little snack, man. A little taste.
A little snack.
What did you just give us?
That's brisket right there.
Look, I've got a lot to say about America in terms of the sugar content that they allow, some of the weird things that go on in their country, sure. But this? Americans, you know exactly what you're doing with this. You get free refills. You don't have to keep paying.
A family invited their party to a backyard cookout one afternoon following an especially heated game just because they had struck up a conversation at a bar earlier. The hosts told anecdotes about their life, barbecued more meat than a person should eat in a week, and sent the Europeans out with new friends and leftovers. It was practically impossible to replicate that carefree generosity in most European capitals without generating grave questions about intentions. Although Europeans were skilled at creating attractive surfaces, they occasionally neglected to incorporate genuine human connection into such surfaces. The cruelest punchline of all came from returning home. Expecting the same exhilaration they had experienced on the other side of the Atlantic, they entered their regular neighborhood establishments and were met with the familiar half-smiles of bartenders who appeared to be figuring out how little work they could put in. While the conversations around them remained securely in the shallow end of small talk about sports scandals and traffic, their cups sat there obstinately refusing to refill themselves. When his neighborhood tapas bar declined to offer him a second drink without taking his order again, one Spanish man stated that he actually started crying. A German buddy recounted placing an order for a drink and then sitting in astonished silence when it was just as full as when it was delivered. They had all been destroyed, and there was no sign of a friendly top-up. Their brains had been rewired by those free refills, and now regular European service felt like a punishment. Alcohol wasn't the only factor. It had to do with the impression that, rather than just putting up with their presence till closing time, the institution genuinely wanted them to stay and have fun. When they started contrasting their everyday lives, the culture shock intensified.
Let's get a big chunk of this.
Is it bomb?
Whoa. I know you're from where you're from.
We're foreign. Well, we don't know what we're doing.
Stop with the knife.
No, you don't need a knife?
No, you pull it apart with your hand. And listen, hold up. And you take your fingers and you...
Right now, the only thing I wish is that I was a European
in America trying American food for the first time because I am living vicariously through everyone on TikTok who is European.
Everything seemed feasible and easy in America, making European bureaucracy seem like time-wasting performance art. Stores remained open late. People celebrated accomplishment without pretending they hadn't tried hard. And customer service answered phones with practical solutions rather than long justifications. Whether teams won or lost bravely, the crowds roared with approval as they watched sportsmen and fans alike give their all during the World Cup. They were all infected by that spirit. After enjoying street cuisine that valued flavor above presentation, endless variations of coffee that truly tasted like something, and good American breakfasts that could pass for feasts, their delicate European pieces began to resemble cruel pranks. They cherished a good cross. However, they want hubcap-sized pancakes covered in syrup after American diners. The bars also did a great job, providing late-night menus that satisfied every desire without passing judgment. If they could locate a good kebab after midnight in Europe, they were fortunate. Even yet, the employees pretended that the patrons had disrupted their private meditation time.
America is late nights, In-N-Out's open till 2 a.m. So everyone hits In-N-Out after the club. Here we are.
Babe, are you done shopping? Wait, never mind. Shop as long as you want. This is my new favorite way to shop.
Howdy! I did some American barbecue and I'm so excited to try this with my wife. Let's start showing the food.
Smells amazing.
Smells amazing. Holy! Focus please. Are you hungry?
Yes, a tire ring.
A tire ring.
Now that's the real onion ring.
That's the real deal.
Oh my God.
The more they stayed in America, the more they fell in love with the whole package. The expansive vistas, the city's unrelenting vitality, and the way people pursued happiness as if it were their national duty. They cherished the music scenes that spilled out of bars into the streets, the sports culture that transformed games into festivals, and the sheer diversity that made every night seem like a brand new journey. American patriotism was sometimes ridiculed by Europeans. However, witnessing it firsthand during the World Cup made me realize how lovely it is to publicly love one's nation and invite others to join the celebration. The exciting buzz of an American sports bar during extra time, the clink of glasses, the roar when a goal was scored, and the bartender already getting ready for the next round would suddenly come back to them while they sat in lovely European cafes and watched the rain flow down the windows. Their emotions missed the ambience that made spending money feel like investing in memories, but their wallets mourned the free refills the most. European bars have the potential to be beautiful in their own unique way, full of quiet dignity and history. However, they seldom provided that particular kind of happy pandemonium that caused guests to forget that tomorrow even existed.
What the fuck was that, by the way?
USA! 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 USA!
You look a stranger in the eye and smile, people assume you want their money or you're legally insane. Here, you guys have mastered the art of instant human validation. You can make a completely stranger feel seen, safe and welcome in less than 3 seconds.
Large fries in America. This is large fries in England.
Come back home from you.
Longer-staying friends began planning their return to the United States. Some are even considering absurd concepts like relocating there permanently. Nobody could hold them accountable. After years of refined European melancholy, the idea of waking up in a nation where people believed good things could happen if they worked for them, where bars treated people like welcome guests instead of necessary evils, and where customer service smiles were genuine sounded dangerously alluring. They had developed the skill of sophisticated whining over decades. However, America introduced them to the radical option of living with enthusiasm. These educated Europeans, who had crossed the ocean to be humbled by endless sodas and bartenders who remembered their names, were not blind to the irony. They couldn't help but tell another tale about American generosity whenever someone inquired about the trip, which likely made them sound like hired ambassadors. The longing was too strong, the contrast was too stark, and the memories were too fresh. There was more to those establishments than just booze. They provided access to alternative perspectives on life. One in which compassion was not suspicious and happiness was unrestricted. None of this was anticipated by Europeans. However, they were now permanently altered and surreptitiously preparing their return tickets.
When you guys come here for the World Cup, what do you say about America? That we have good food. Yeah, we know. We've been saying that. And it was always the same arguments that people would bring up whenever I talk about this. And it's like, now that they're here eating it,
well, the time has come. It's time to leave the United States once again and go back to Scotland. I'm not going to lie. As much as I'm going to miss being back here in the US and how much I've loved being...
They have the craziest thing here in America. So it's blazing hot outside. But look at this. I'm going to step into this establishment and it's chilly. It's hot outside, but when you step in, it's like a...
Finding out how much they secretly want them could bring the whole American spirit back home without compromising their own identity, which may be the worst part. Perhaps in the future, their bars would become more welcoming and offer free refills. Until then, however, they would continue to recount these tales, mocking their own conceit and raising their half-empty glasses to the nation that had taught them how to properly fill them, both literally and symbolically. One giving pour at a time, America, those insane men, had won them over, and they weren't even upset about it. They simply missed a place they had no intention of calling home. At a fancy cafe in Paris, a buddy ordered an impossibly huge dish of nachos and watched in horror as the waiter presented a deconstructed version with exactly 7 tortilla chips arranged like modern art, charging thrice the usual price. Every attempt ended in the same manner, with everyone lamenting the lack of spirit since no one was giving them a pat on the back or giving them unwanted life advice mixed with sincere praise for their accent.
It's not real. Look what's going on in the airport.
Even when I lose, I'm winning.
What a place. What a place. I never want to go home.
I think the rest of the world is starting to understand why America is so flipping juicy. So, because my wife's been watching my videos, she's been seeing all of the other Europeans that are coming over here. The things that are amazing to them, the high schools with the stadiums, the flyovers for games.
You're happy as Larry, could not be happier. This has happened because I never honestly realised how much of an impact this would have on the world. I never knew, in all honesty, I was very naive about where this would go.
I was in complete shock. Nothing in Europe is free. Nothing in the UK is free. They will take money off you.
I keep seeing Europeans posting about things that surprise them in America, so I think I need to share a couple things that surprised me when I was in Europe. Starting off strong, there are no top sheets in Europe. Anywhere. At least anywhere that I've been. You guys don't use top sheets.
They were genuinely captivated by how the American experience had completely changed their outlook on common liberties. They observed that Americans viewed laws as ideas that could be improved with enough charm and perseverance, while Europeans embraced countless regulations as endearing idiosyncrasies of civilized society. At home, they now rolled their eyes at closing times that were enforced like prison lockdowns, at servers who disappeared after accepting orders as though they had vanished into another world, and at the general unwillingness to acknowledge individual successes without demeaning them right away. They came to see that the bars had given them more than simply beverages. They had given them a new understanding of what happy living could entail. Instead of stealing their hearts, America had enlarged them to accommodate both continents in one chest. And maybe the greatest gift of all was that lovely tension, that wonderful anguish of losing a place they never expected to adore. A reminder that if you're courageous enough to order another round and see where the evening goes, the world is still full of surprises.